Great, great, that's good. Hold it there, hold it there. Good, and another one, and another one. No, no, smile. Keep still, keep still. That's it, and another one. Hold it there. That's it, and another one. One more, one more.
Not another one, Dad.
Just one more. My daughter setting off for her graduation. All right, off you go. Now, you sure you got everything?
Dad, don't fuss. We're going up to Edinburgh, not the North Pole.
I should be going with you.
Well, you know you wouldn't enjoy trailing around the shops. Besides, how can we spend all your money with you watching over us?
Perhaps I should definitely be going with you.
No, you treat yourself. I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early.
And remember, don't make a fuss when I go up for my certificate.
You mean I've got to cancel the fanfare?
Don't tease. Come on, let's go. Oh, have a good lunch, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Dad, thanks for everything. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm proud of you.
Well, it's only not long now, is it?
What's happened?
Nothing.
Oh, what are you doing here so early?
I thought I'd pop in on my way to work, say hello.
Oh, right. I'm just used to things going wrong, you see.
I've not changed my mind, Nick.
Oh, good. Hey, I couldn't sleep last night. I kept thinking about you and us.
I was grinning like a Cheshire cat all evening. I'm sure Mum suspected something. We're not going to be able to keep it from her much longer, you know.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. We'll tell her. As soon as we know what we're doing and where we're going to live. Just like you said, eh?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Hey, I can't keep it from anyone any longer, though. I wanted to jump on the roofs and say, I love Elsa, she loves me, and we're going to have a baby.
Hello, Amos. Thought I'd pop in before work and bring you some grapes.
Ah, well, you better put 'em with rest then.
Good heavens.
Ah, I could open a market stall if I ever get out of here, couldn't I?
Well, have you any idea when that may be?
Oh, a week or so, maybe. If I maintain my progress.
Well, it certainly won't be for want of well-wishers.
Oh, it's not just fruit either. Look at all these cards and telegrams. Fluttering up place and all. I've even had one from editor at Courier.
That must be very gratifying, Amos.
Oh, well, you'd think folk had better things to do.
No, but to realise people hold you in such high esteem.
I have not had a minute's peace since I woke up. People calling with fruit, flowers, cards every few minutes. I thought hospitals were supposed to be restful places. No one seems to think about that.
So I must admit, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, well...
Well, would you like me to get on to the doctors for you?
Huh?
Well, you're probably right, you see. And we all think we're doing it for the best, but it must be quite a strain having all these visitors when you're not on the top of your form.
Oh, well, I wouldn't quite say that.
Well, would you like me to employ my organisational skills for you?
Your what?
And draw up a roster, you know, a diary of visitors, so you're not overtaxed by having too many. And we could always start with, say, 4, and then we rotate the original 4 every 2 or 3 days.
Henry. Oh.
Oh, good morning, Annie.
Problems, Henry?
I've got a problem with this tap. The blasted thing wouldn't turn off.
Oh, dear. How's Amos?
Well, I'm going up to the hospital in a minute, as soon as I can get away from this place.
It does seem a bit hectic this morning.
Hectic most mornings, most dinner times and most evenings and all. That's what bothers me.
Not like you to let things get on top of you, Henry.
Oh, it's not that. I can cope with the bar, I can cope with Amos, but can I cope with both at the same time?
Ah.
Aye. Well, you know what Amos is like. He'll be fretting in that back kitchen when he should be resting, trying to help when he should be taking it easy, and I'll be running from the bar to the back room every 2 minutes.
Not if I'm sat with him, you won't.
What?
Well, that's what I came down for. I was telling Joe and Kate, I only sit in that kitchen every evening, getting in their way. I may as well sit in yours and do something useful.
Oh, that would be a great help.
That's what friends are for, Henry.
Well, that's what I was trying to tell you yesterday, about friends.
I just got through to the hospital.
Oh, how's Amos?
Well, that's the funny thing.
Here, he is all right, is he?
Yes, but when I asked if it was all right if you could visit this morning, they said they'd have to check with a gentleman who was drawing up the rota.
Look, are you sure about this, Nick?
Never been more sure of anything else, Arch.
Never seen you more miserable either.
Yeah, well, it's complicated, isn't it?
If only actions always are, old lad. That's why I keep out of them.
Yeah, well, I can't, can I?
Hang loose, that's my motto.
Hang loose. I'm going to be a dad, Archie. I can't just say to the baby, oh, sorry, hang loose. I've got to think about putting a roof over its head.
You've got a roof over your head?
Oh, Archie. Look out of the window, look in the garden and have a good look at that for sale sign. And attached to it is a sold sign.
So what?
So what? Well, we're not going to be living here much longer, are we?
It's up to you, isn't it?
Oh, no. No squatting. Kathy promised Joe as soon as this place is sold, we would move out.
Well, look at Mirror. You're not Kathy.
Well, what's that got to do with anything?
What were you just saying? Try telling that to a little baby with no roof over its head.
I have had one good idea, though.
I bet I've just given you a better one.
Yeah. You see, I work for the guy who's actually going to be buying his place.
What century? You live in him. Bosses don't supply their workers with tight cottages. Stupid.
Yeah, I know. But I'm going to ask him if I can rent it from him.
Oh, no, I don't agree with rent.
Oh, look, don't give me any lectures, mate. I'm going to be late for work. Just tell me whether you think it's a good idea or not.
Could try, I suppose.
Yeah, but do you think he'll say yes?
No.
Oh.
Look, the only language that capitalists like Frank Tate understand is greed. They take what little they've got from them who haven't got anything at all. Are you finished with that? So.
Mr. Prince, good morning.
Wow! When Frankie said he'd married a beauty, he wasn't telling a word of a lie, was he, fellas?
Oh, no.
Never mind, no. Come here, you gorgeous creature, and give your husband's old mate a great big hug. Frankie! You're looking well, son. How are you? She's gorgeous. Yes, she is, but she happens to be my housekeeper, actually, Terry. Right, you lads, in there.
All right, mate.
All right? We'll take coffee in the sitting room, Dolly, when you've recovered.
Sorry, doll. And would you put some brandy in that coffee? Might as well begin as we mean to go on, eh?
Good to see you, Frankie.
Is Jack about? I wanted to check his hours with him. I can't find any records for last week.
That's probably because Mr. Turner didn't actually find Jock last week.
Sorry?
It don't matter. Looks as if you've enough on your plate without worrying about likes of him, love.
I don't really think paperwork's Mr. Turner's strong point.
Oh. Mrs. Bates, Nick's mum, always said that.
Did she?
You should have seen that office before she arrived.
I never really knew her.
Yeah. Everything all right with you, love? Well, with you being off work, I assumed you might be poorly. Well, that poorly's not quite right word, eh?
No, perhaps it isn't.
Main thing in life, love, is to be happy. I ain't learnt much in my time, but I've learnt that much. And anybody who gets a chance to be happy and don't take it, they're a fool.
If folk will let them.
Why? That's always a problem, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Afternoon, Mr. Armstrong.
Ah, Henry. Glad to have caught you.
Oh, Alan, I'm just off to see Amos. I don't want to leave Sarah on her own all day.
Well, it's about Amos, actually. I've just been to see himself.
No problem, is it?
No.
Oh, I wish people wouldn't worry me like this.
But I am concerned about him.
He's had a stroke, man. We're all concerned about him.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's why I've drawn up this.
Diary of visitors?
Yes, I thought it was wise, so he's not overtaxed by having too many.
Overtaxed?
Well, I got the distinct impression while I was talking to him that he was getting tired.
I wouldn't be surprised, then. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, charming.
I'm at work, Mum.
Yes, I know.
Oh, is that what you wanted to check on?
I wanted to talk to you about Michael, away from the farm.
Has something happened? About the hearing?
He got the date for it this morning, the 6th of September.
6 weeks.
He's been in such a funny mood since.
Poor Michael.
I was wondering, can you get back at lunchtime? I know it's your first day back at work, but I'm so worried about him.
Of course.
I just can't get through to him. I thought maybe he'd talk to you.
I'll try, Mum.
Thanks, love. Oh, these past few weeks, I don't know. As long as we stick together, we'll be all right.
Doc? Mr. Turner. I think we better have a little chat, don't you?
So, how long's this business lunch going on for, Dolly?
Quite some time. He's just asked for 3 more bottles.
Oh, really? Well, you don't fancy taking a couple more in there, do you? Try and get me in a good mood for me.
Oh, that might work for some of his friends, but especially one of them in there. Frank's teetotal, remember?
Oh, well, yeah.
Dolly, Terry said he's getting very thirsty in there.
Oh, on my way.
Mr. Tate, could I have a word?
Oh, do me a favour, Nick. Don't.
Eh?
It's about work, leave it till tomorrow. In fact, why don't you just take the rest of the day off?
Oh, thanks very much. But it's a business matter, actually.
Oh?
Yeah, it's to do with Demdike. You see, I might be able to help you out there.
You may be able to help me out.
Yeah? Well, it struck me, you see. Seeing as you're going to be the new owner of the place, then you'll be looking for somebody else to put in there, won't you?
Certainly no point in keeping it idle.
Yeah, then who better than the person who's in it already?
Ah.
I mean, we'd do it right, of course. Agreed rent and put it on a proper business-like footing.
That's a very interesting offer, Nick.
That's right. And it'd save you loads of fuss as well, having to look for a new tenant.
Now, the rent for a summer week on a cottage like that would be about 150 a week, I should think, according to the agency I spoke to. Say, half of that for a winter rent, that's roughly 6,000 a year I'd be expecting to get from that place.
Wow, I couldn't afford that.
You got me worried then, Nick. I thought I was paying you too much.
Well, not even as a favour, say.
I thought we were supposed to keep this on a proper business-like footing.
So you mean you're not even going to consider it?
Sorry, Nick. You'll have to think of something else.
Yeah. Maybe I already have.
Doesn't look to be any missing to me, Mr. Turner. Maybe we should count them, eh? 1, 2... Ah, that one moved. 3... I'll tell you what. How many did you have in there in the first place?
How can I possibly tell?
Well, how do you know any's missing?
Instinct, Jock. The same instinct that tells me when I see an employee of mine going into a fish shop, carrying a bag, and coming out with a fistful of £10 notes, there's something very peculiar going on.
Don't see why.
Well, forgive me if I'm wrong, Jock, but retail transactions are usually the other way round. You go in with the money and come out with the bag.
Well, there's a perfectly simple explanation for that, Mr. Turner.
I think I can probably guess what it is.
Bad fish.
Beg your pardon?
I see, I bought some cod in that shop a couple of days ago. Opened it last night and it was off. So I returned it today and got my money back.
I saw you counting a whole handful of tenors.
I like cod.
You're sailing very close to the wind on this one, Jock.
Well, if that's all, Mr. Turner, I do have some work to do.
And I do warn you, I will not tolerate theft.
But you haven't any proof I have been thieving, have you?
Well, if I do find any proof, you'll regret it. I promise you.
Diary of visitors. I don't know. I suppose his heart's in the right place. His head, I'm not so sure about.
Oh, Mr. Turner means well enough, Mr. Wilkes. It's really quite touching, you know, all these cards. I didn't realise how many friends I've got.
Oh, well, you gave us all a bit of a shock, old chap.
Well, I gave myself a bit of a turn and all. Still, I'm much better now. Better still when I get out of here, mind you.
Oh, and that's the other bit of good news. Annie has offered to come in and look after you when you do come out.
Not an invalid, Mr. Wilkes.
Oh, yes, you are. At least till the doctor gives you a clean bill of health, anyway. But they're not likely to let you out unless they know somebody's going to look after you, are they?
No, I suppose not.
Exactly. And Annie's offer will help speed things up a bit.
Here, maybe they'll let me out straight away if we tell them that.
Now, steady on, Amos.
Well, I might as well be sat in my own chair as propped up in here.
Oh, I think they'll want to keep you in for a few more days yet.
Stuff and nonsense.
No, Amos.
Don't you Amos me, Mr. Wilkes. I'm feeling much better, I tell you.
I can see that.
No. Well,
that's all right. Nice to hear the old Amos firing on all cylinders.
No one of the things I've been thinking about, Mr. Wilkes, while I've been lying here.
What's that, Amos?
A lass. Well, one lass in particular, as it happens. I met her when I was 10 at a fair.
Good heavens.
Lovely summer's day it were. She had this straw blonde hair. Sunlight caught it. I was watching her all day, trying to pluck up cuddies to speak to her. Came time to go home, I still hadn't. Then my sister came to fetch me, and this lass came across to talk to us. She were in her class at school, you see.
I see.
Well, I talked for a bit. Then my sister said, "Say hello to Jean, Amos." Just like I'd been wanting to all day.
What happened then?
I stuck my tongue out at her.
Uh-huh.
Strange that, isn't it?
And that's what you've been thinking about while you've been lying here?
Well, it was first occasion I can remember when I were contrary to someone I really rather liked. If you get my drift, Mr. Wilkes.
Yes, Amos. Yeah, I think I do.
Honestly, Dolly, the man's a complete liability.
Yes, but if you can't prove anything, Alan...
Well, I just think Frank Tate ought to be aware of my suspicions, that's all. I didn't realise he was having a business lunch today. What am I saying? He's not good.
Help yourself.
Thank you.
Still, it's not like you to run to someone else to sort out your business problems.
Oh, I can sort Jock out all right, it's not that. It's just I cannot resist the opportunity to point out to Frank that he's made a mistake.
Oh, I see.
Well, honestly, the way these Tates behave sometimes, anybody would think they were gods. It's very good for them to realise that they are susceptible to error, just like the rest of we ordinary mortals.
The Volivons meet with your approval, do they, Alan? This kitchen's getting more crowded than my sitting room. Ready for the food now, Dolly, if that's okay with you, Alan. Oh, perhaps another bottle of this when you're ready.
Another one? Oh, they are enjoying themselves.
We all are, Dolly.
Dolly? Has Tate been drinking?
No, Frank doesn't drink.
I think you mean he didn't. That man's positively merry.
Really?
I think he's going to turn out to be human after all.
Thanks.
Look at you, you look married already. Pretty trapped and careworn.
Leave it, will you, Archie?
It's right what they say, innit? Marriage isn't a word, it's a sentence.
Oh, look, just knock it on the head.
Well, look at you, sitting here with all the cares of the world on your shoulders.
There's only one. That's a house.
Frank Tate said no, then.
Frank Tate said yes.
You know what?
For 75 quid a week. That's in the winter. And then in the summer, twice as much.
Like I said, I don't agree with rent.
Oh,
look, like I also said, those who have should give to those who have not.
Yeah, well, try telling that to Frank Tate.
Actions speak louder than words, don't they?
So?
So why don't we just sit in, refuse to move out?
Oh, no, not squatting again.
Why not?
Well, like I said, Kathy promised Joe.
If you ask me, you haven't got much choice, have you, Daddy?
Don't often see you back here in your lunch hour.
Oh, you know, can't put my mind to it.
Yeah, only too well. I got my date through this morning. 6th of September, Leeds Crown Court.
You can't find you guilty, Michael.
No?
You didn't do it.
Lots of people get put away, Elsa, when they haven't done anything.
That won't happen to you.
Well, I won't be so sure. Police get a nice, neat case all wrapped up with no fuss and no one bothered.
There's lots of folk round here that'd be bothered.
No one's ever done us any favours in Beckingdale, Elsa. Ever since Dad died, it's just been us looking after each other.
Yeah, perhaps that's been our problem.
What do you mean?
Perhaps we've kept to ourselves too much. I mean, if we don't ask people for help, they're not going to give it us, are they?
Look, all I've ever done is what Dad said. Keep the family close, keep it together out of harm's way.
I know, but that doesn't mean you have to exclude everybody else, does it? Lots of people have been very kind to us. Look at Mr. Turner.
Yeah. And lots of people have brought us lots of trouble. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I meant Frank Tate, not Nick. Look, at least we've got you sorted out. I don't know how we could cope if we'd still got that in our minds too, you know.
There you are, Henry. Right as a new pen for you.
Oh, thanks, Sonny.
Oh, you ran out of bitter. Sarah changed it for you. She was quite proud of herself.
Right.
How's Amos?
Oh, fine.
That's all right, then.
Hi.
Are you all right, Henry?
I was thinking on the way home. Funny old character, Amos, isn't he? Even when he's trying to tell you something, he always goes round the mulberry bush while he's doing it.
He's not the only one.
Oh, I don't suppose he is. Annie, what I've been trying to tell you these past couple of days. You go along thinking a lot of certain people, but you don't tell them. Well, maybe once or twice. But years can go by before you tell them again. And then something happens as makes you wish you had. Happened with me, with Maggie. And Amos, having this turn of his, made me realise that I'd not said things to certain people that I should have. Well, at least not lately.
But they do know, Henry. I'm sure Maggie did, and I'm sure Amos does. Everyone does, really.
All right. Well, that's all right then.
That's a nice
As the Frenchman batters him round the ring.
It's a late shot. It's a late shot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, he should have stayed there. He can't move now. No, he's out. He's out. He's out. Left. Let him. What are you doing there? Look, what? Press the button. Dolly, come in.
Is it all right for you to clear away?
Sure.
And shall I bring in some coffee now?
Just some brandy.
The Motta continues to whip out. Only seconds separate two wheels from the world title.
Hey, Frankie, have we got any more red wine?
Catches the Frenchman on the jaw and the flank of
Yeah. Slop some in there, son. Cheeky little nose this wine's got, isn't it?
seconds to spare.